Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This is a ladder match between two very high rated players. Obfuscation down here, 2241. This is Blodir, playing Cybern as always on the ladder. And over here, ThomasHiatt, 2060. Almost 200 points lower. And he's playing UEF. Nice opportunity for some points for Thomas here. And the map is Haven Reef fixed. Fixed because I think the reclaim is what was fixed about it. It's a bit more spread out for some specific reasons. Namely, going first bomber and killing your opponent's reclaim with that first bomber. Now that was quite a broken strategy, so that still are bombing the reclaim, but you can't bomb all of it at once. So ThomasHiatt with the commander, he's only making one mechs with the commander, so let's see how this build goes. First engineer takes a few measly tree groups after the mechs, builds another mechs, and he's going to try and expand. You can see over here a lot of mass, almost 3,000 mass there. So these are, it's very, very important to fight over these two spots, and early on, of course, you gotta take this reclaim. Looks like he has to pause his ACU, so not the greatest start for him. Blodir, you can see, went very quickly to the reclaim and has already got 600 reclaim. And actually he's delaying mexes hugely. This is very slow with the mexes, which is quite interesting, and already assisting the commander as well. 2 engineers building, so very different approaches to the build. No expansion yet to the sides. You can see this engineer over here is expanding, and you might think he has to walk all the way around down to here. The lab gets spotted by a scout, takes the scout with it though, but he doesn't have to walk all the way around here. He can walk to here and edge build a factory. And that's significantly closer, obviously, and faster, and safer as well. The engineer obviously can't be raided by any land units. This lab is doing well. It looks like it's going to get a second kill. Attempted block with PGens, and the ACU is here, but still 2 kills for the lab. That's well worth it. Now we have Blodir overflowing some mass, being forced to walk the commander. Maybe he should throw down another factory with the commander. Really needs to build power. And he's already going for a transport. He will have enough energy in store to finish that. Thomas still in the base building, and maybe his quick expansion will pay off. He's come back for a bit more reclaim. You usually can't use all of this immediately because there is quite a lot of it there, and Thomas is losing air, so that very quick air factory, you can see Thomas had to pause his production and built mexes as well. Blodir, meanwhile, went for the very fast air factory and lots of power because by delaying mexes and assisting his commander and getting the reclaim faster. So he wins air and now has a transport to drop to the side. So it's a transport expansion versus some edge building land factory. So it's very interesting that the two builds are so different, and both of them giving some play to both sides. The lab did well, but Blodir used his advantages, 1 air, and now he's going to drop. And it looks like he's dropping over to here. He's going to try and deny this factory with his drop. He only has 3 engineers, so he's going for this instead of dropping on the reclaim. And let's see if this pays off, because this factory has finished. And I think what he's going to have to do is reclaim the units as they come out. He needs to get close very quickly. Here come the engineers. Oh, and the first unit out is an anti-air, so he can ignore it now. And Thomas is coming back with the engineer to repair the factory. The factory is getting reclaimed. Now the reclaim is going a bit slower, but still it's 3 engineers versus 1. The tank comes out, And the tank is reclaimed immediately as it comes out. It doesn't even kill one engineer. Half HP on this one, and the factory is gone. All that's left. Oh, Thomas tries to rebuild it immediately. Stopping Blodir from actually reclaiming the wreck. That's ridiculous. Now what's happening elsewhere? On the top, still the air wind. Oh, that's horrible for Thomas. Now maybe he could have walked and just taken some reclaim. But instead, he went for the factory to try and go for the long-term advantage of securing the island. But now he gets no reclaim, and he does not have the island either. Thomas has built up a decent air force, so a lot of assistance, a lot of P-gens, and good adjacency. He comes in, snipes the bomber, and now we have an air fight. And the transport sneaks past. He's not going to be able to catch that before it drops these engineers off. Only one dropped on the reclaim, two dropped over here, and the air fight is very even. In the middle, Blodir has actually made a couple of factories. He's now paused them. It's not common to make much land on this map. Now you can definitely do a land attack, but it's not common given the circumstances on the map with reclaim on the sides, which is very important to fight for. Thomas has gotten a drop off here. He still wants to, he needs to get at least one of these islands to secure the reclaim and the mexes. And it's not common for much land attack here. Now Blodir could run through here and kill 4 mexes at least, even run to the base, force a PD, or force the commander to fight here and defend. And he has a scout, so it looks like he's going to be able to do that. A couple scouts taken out from Thomas by Blodir, and Blodir has, looks like, well, Thomas still building up a nice air force. And the battle for this island, well, Thomas has 2 factories already versus only 1. And it's definitely a good thing for Thomas. The score lead is Thomas's, but the mass lead, the reclaim lead, the income lead by a long way is Blodir's. Thanks to all these mexes on this island. Even capturing one of Thomas's mexes. And now we do have raids here. This mex may have enough HP to survive, and it's not focused, so the Mantis turns its head to take out the units. These units may get trapped here and leave some reclaim, so maybe overcommitment. Thomas is walking to the left side now, and it looks like he will, seems like he will secure this side unless there's some reaction from Blodir. We have Mantis perhaps going to be dropped. See them gathering, ready to hop aboard the Cybern transport, which can hold 61 units. We have 4 aboard now. Might grab another couple that are underneath them. 5 instead. But he's going to be too late. This factory is going to die. Air flies in to cover the drop, and he's going to drop down here. Most of the reclaim gone now. In this corner, this reclaim, well, there's still a decent amount. He's not grabbing it. Perhaps he, full mass bar it seems. And now an air fight, and it looks like Thomas has more. And this may also leave reclaim. Also, reclaim going to be left by these tanks because Thomas is going to take them out. Though I think he may have forced a couple extra factories in Thomas's base. Now we have Navy beginning. Blodir assisting heavily this one factory. This drop has landed and done nice damage. You can see all these Mantis have almost 100 mass killed. Another air factory is being built as one is paused, a bit strange. And another transport in construction. I think he lost the previous one. So, quite an interesting game so far, and now Thomas is here on the left side with his ACU. I don't know if Blodir was expecting this. He has no defenses, so I would say not. Now these tanks get caught, and they will go down and leave some reclaim. They have denied mexes for quite a while. and forced a lot of units and extra factories from Thomas, so leaving some reclaim. It's not the worst thing. And Blodir's walling up. Now maybe that's a wrong decision. The ACU has left, and actually the ACU is capturing this factory. He's not reclaiming it. Now the counter to someone reclaiming to capturing your factory is control K'ing it. That's what you do, and Thomas is going to capture this. And the engineer inside this building dies. And Medusa are going to be built. Thomas now has access to cyber technology. And he's ground firing the submarines that was submerged with his T1 bomber. 1 kill, 1 vet. Oof. That was nasty. And now, subs in a battle. Not a fair fight though on the UEF sub 1. I think the other sub had already taken some damage. Subs in 1v1 always kill each other when they're both at full HP. So we have a couple of mexes for Thomas and 4 for Blodir, it seems, already. 4 T2 mexes. Another one hasn't quite been started, but the sides looking like, well, there's just a lot of PDs. That's not going to do much for Blodir. It's going to be a lot of mass spent. Already spent quite a bit. 1,000 mass here. Oh, actually no, it's counting this one. So no, 750. 750 mass spent. He is going to take out the factory, and there's no cyber engineers out. Damn. So he's lost access to cyber technology again. That's sad. Won't see any cyber frigates or Wagners or anything for Thomas, so that's a bit of a loss. But these PDs are not going to stop him for very long. Now it will stop his ACU, but he has artillery, and now he takes out the last 2 engineers on the island. And what's the plan for Blodir? Well, we have a lot of assistance on the air, so I think we're going to go for air here from Blodir. He doesn't have much land force in the middle, and he could take advantage of this ACU being on the side here and try and maybe make the gun or something and attack the middle, because he has to have some reaction to this ACU being all the way on the side of the map. And he is losing both sides. This side is secure, it's safe, and this top left side is dying. There's no engineers here. There's no nothing here really. Just a few T1 mexes. It's the last PD goes down. And he's brought an engineer of his own, or rather built it out of that factory. Now bombers coming after his middle army and doing a lot of damage. Many mantis have died. And Blodir adding factory, so it looks like he is going to go for an attack in the main island. And also bombers harassing the side. A lot of air from Blodir. Let's see who has more air now. We have almost 40 interceptors versus 27, so definitely more for Blodir. But now the mass income has changed and Thomas is ahead. Blodir had been ahead for a while. Quicker to the sides. Now the sides being raided, but this is not too effective. Anti-air is coming out of the factory. They're going to take the bombers out quite quickly. And we need... oh, that's a big air window. Thomas had nowhere to hide his interceptors. And Blodir went and took them out. Look at how many interceptors he has left over. So he doesn't need to make entries for quite a while. He's going for gestures now. And what can gestures achieve? We might need to see T2 air rather than gestures. Now there's certainly... well, you can see there's anti-air. A lot of anti-air can come out of these factories as well to protect the sides, and those T1 anti-air are quite effective versus gestures. We even have stationary quite a lot of anti-air over here. That's to of course protect the commander primarily against a possible gesture snipe. Already have 4 jesters out, 5. And they're moving forward. There's anti-air in the base. This PD is going down to Medusa and jesters. Quite a few units and more PDs going up. It's going to be tough to defend here for Thomas. Let's see what the economy is like. The target priority has changed, but he can't see anything. Desperately needs a radar, and also needs some mobile anti-air, maybe some land scouts. These jesters are actually killing his strikers. That was actually not a ground PD, but an anti-air one. And one jester goes down. More may follow. Yes, there goes another one. But these outlying mexes can be killed. And perhaps some harassment can happen on the bottom side. He certainly could force more anti-air because there's only a single anti-air here. Now some static A going up. So Blodir now has T2 air and he's going for Corsairs. What is he going to go for with this attack? Nice vision from Blodir. Another option is T2 Navy. He has a lot of submarines, so he will have to protect those. We'll have to maintain air control to protect those from any torp bombers that Thomas may make in the future. Thomas taking his time grabbing the mexes over here, taking his time, and also taking his time grabbing a reclaim. Should probably has enough anti-air. And now here comes the Corsairs going after factories, going after mexes. Now Corsairs can quite easily take out T1 anti-air turrets. They would be a good target. We also have jesters. There goes a turret. We have 2 more turrets here, one just about to finish, and a mobile anti-air. And the factories will also have to be taken down. These Corsairs are dying though. They're dying quickly as well. And Thomas is defending. We need more Corsairs at the front. Blodir microing back and forth, almost on his first vet level. Very close to it. Thomas now with 4 T2 mechs in the base and beginning his T2 ACU upgrade. Still has more reclaim to grab on this island. And also the remnants of an air fight, and also a lot of the T1 battles here have left. Oh my god! That's his entire army just disappeared. Unfortunately, the Corsairs may also die here, unfortunate for Blodir, of course. But they were all stuck together, and Corsairs just wiped them so quickly. That was nasty. More inties getting taken out, but maybe not. Still not a good trade, given that these anti-airs are up and doing damage. Now anti-airs coming out of the factories as well. And these Corsairs probably need to attack elsewhere. I think this, well, now this island, well, we have a lot of anti-air coming out in the factories, and it's a lot better defended than it was just a few moments ago. Over here we have a sub battle, and it looks better for Blodir. Slightly better micro there. Actually, no, I'm completely wrong. He's losing it. He's losing it badly. ACU's still in the front line, trying to gather the reclaim, trying to push, and eventually he needs to kill this. Now he could put some arty on the hill here, attack some structures down here. The Corsairs come in, targeting the anti-air turrets, and the anti-air turrets are taken out. Actually, there's still one left, which will have to be dealt with. Blodir's pushing. He's almost on the 2nd level now. We have the T2 ACU begins the T2 PGen before moving on. The engineers will finish it off. And what's his plan here? Just have a move order to the peninsula. The Corsairs flying overhead, taking a lot of damage. There's another turret, more turrets going up, constantly. And now we do have artillery on the hill. A lot of air getting wasted and also running out of fuel. So many battles, so much flying around has left a lot of those interceptors without fuel. Not all of them here, but they're all moving quite slowly. But a lot of them out of fuel, or very close to out of fuel. Needs to land them for a while. When they're landed, they will regain fuel quite slowly, but they will regain it. And maybe a single support factory, or not support factory, but air staging would be nice. Now Corsair's going after the naval factory, preparing for the naval crush. We have destroyer coming out, T2 Navy, and all the subs are getting killed very easily by these torp bombers. But still Blodir working on less mass. He hasn't got this side, he hasn't got the top side, and he's not fighting for them either. The AC was here and he's built a TML, and it's actually on the radar and has been scouted. But there's no TMD. And where's the T2 engineer? There isn't one actually that I can see at all. No, there's no T2 engineer. This factory may be going down. Oof. Cybern HP strikes again. Goodbye. T2 air engineer built very quickly out of this naval factory. Needs to protect this quickly, because, well, his T2 mechs are going down. I think he is in range of the TML with the naval factory. No, he isn't actually. So he's quite safe with the naval factory for now, unless another TML is built. But look at this. This mech is going to go down. All the base mechs are potentially dying here, depending on how quickly Thomas is launching these missiles. He has some assistance, and he's not stalling, so it should be quite quick to launch. Another mech goes down. That's two, and the air HQ. The AC has walked into multiple PDs, and Lobos are in to defend. Lobos make a great defensive force against, well, when you pair them with the T1 PDs, make it very difficult. They kill the artillery that are trying to kill the PD. And you can put them basically level with your PD or slightly behind. Here comes the destroyer now, but it's only attacking some T1 stuff, a couple of P-gens that are not too important now that Thomas has a T2 P-gen. Some T1 mechs can go down. This T2 mechs is a good target. And maybe he can clean it up enough to retake the island at some point, but for now it's all about the main island, and Blodir is retreating. 75 kills, 3 vet levels on him. And the Lobos are defending so well, and Thomas also stealing mass. So only one naval factory left for Thomas, and a lot of reclaim around his base. Maybe these Corsair attacks maybe were not as efficient as they could have been. Blodir now down to 23 mass income. He's lost 3 of the 4 T2 mechs in his base. Actually 4 of the 5, because he lost this one as well. But now a destroyer, and the destroyer can easily kill this this TML. Also the Corsair could have been enlisted to attack here, although it would need 2 passes, and he only has 1 Corsair, so perhaps wouldn't have worked. These engineers have been spinning in circles for just forever. Forever. They took some time out to build a sonar and then just went back to doing laps. And he's not killing the TML. He should definitely be taking this out with the destroyer. There's no doubt about it. He's actually up on the hill taking shots from the PD. That's nasty. Heading towards his 4th vet level and getting closer to 100 kills. Still taking reclaim at the front, although there's not much left, and the artillery are going to overkill. He still cannot break this base, and he hasn't even killed the T2 mechs at the front of the base. Thomas now on 59 mass income to Blodir's 23. But Blodir, with this big advantage of T2 Navy, still has just residual air control. Thomas has not been able to have a lot of engineers building, assisting his air. He could have built, oh, in fact, he's built T2 air on this side, and he's also built a Gunther to protect himself from T2 Navy, and has even upgraded mexes here. Could upgrade some more, and also really needs interceptors right now. Now there's been T2 Navy up for quite a while, but still only 2 destroyers. The third one just comes out now, and that's because Blodir, well, he's lost his income. The middle base desperately needs some help, so Blodir still has air control, has 3 destroyers, but still no map control, very little mass income in comparison to Thomas, and about half the power income, a little more perhaps. Thomas, even with T2 mechs on this side, this didn't get taken out by the destroyer. And the destroyer is now coming to the base to help finish this off, close this battle. This destroyer forced to run away from some frigates that are chasing it down. Another one comes in from the other side, and he's also under attack from torp bombers. He needs to keep running, but he can do nice damage with the torpedoes as he runs away, even though he can't shoot backwards with his main cannon. Now all his power is going to fall. Does Thomas need that power? Well, he needs a mass income really. He's losing 4 T2 mechs. He already lost 2 of them. He's going to lose 2 more. He's going to lose air production and a lot of power, and leave a lot of reclaim for Blodir to take. And he may also lose his naval production. So a lot of things for Thomas to consider. What should he really be doing? He's now building a shield for his commander, afraid of a snipe perhaps, and he's building a T2P gen. Maybe he should build more mexes, in my opinion. And more air factories for sure. Stop building torp bombers and start building interceptors. He's lost all of them once again. Let's see. Oh, no inties. No inties whatsoever. We have an air scout, a torp bomber, and 3 T1 bombers. And his mid base has been left to be reclaimed. He did take out a destroyer with his frigates, I think, and torp bombers, but it's left reclaimed very close. That Blodir is probably going to be able to take another destroyer under attack and being followed closely by the frigates. They're catching up, and the Salem's going to get away. Torp bombers coming in. Total air control from Blodir. This is quite impressive that he's able to take over the middle. Finally, it took so long, but he has done it, and he only did it with the help of multiple Salems. The Corsairs were not enough. They were held off rather easily by Thomas, and Thomas now starting T3 on his commander. Now that's an interesting decision. On this side, Salem not close enough to take out. Oh, he can't see that this mex is here. Needs some more scouting. This torp bomber with 4 vet levels, 12 per second regen. Oh my god, 5 full vet torp bomber. Just taken out a frigate, another frigate, 8 kills, 2,544 mass killed, 15 per second regen. Oh my god, I don't remember seeing a 5 vet. I mean, I guess if you can kill a nuke sub maybe with the torp bomber, you probably get 5 vets pretty quick, but just killing T1 stuff. There's no T2 that's ever killed. It's only killed, well, I guess it's killed a lot of subs and done a lot of damage to frigates as well. And now these frigates don't have enough anti-air to even stop it from... It's gonna regen far quicker than the frigates can kill it with their anti-air. Damn, that's a hero of a cormorant. Now, oh, a lot of scouting from Thomas. And Thomas also, well, he's in need of power. He has probably no T1 gens now, only T2. Now imagine if they got sniped. He's not too far along T3. Now T3 on the commander is expensive. 2,400 mass, 50,000 power. That ain't cheap. Oh, these were not scouts, but they were torp bombers actually. And what are they going for? Maybe they may have been going for TMD. When it's built on the water, it can be killed by torpedoes. T3 is cancelled. And he's building a T2 artillery. He has 4 T2 mexes here. But with no navy and no air, all Thomas has is that mass income, and actually the mass income has now evened out because of the lack of power. The shield can't be afforded. All this air production can't be afforded. And he's not even building interceptors, he's just building torp bombers, and it looks like Blodir has done it. Somehow he's won this game. He had less mass income for, I mean, virtually the entire game. Just less mass income forever. Never had control of the sides. Had this side for some small amount of time, and somehow he just had air control, made T2 navy, killed the middle base. What the hell? And Thomas had so much more mass. Look, 90k total mass to 71k for Blodir for the whole game. Unbelievable. That's crazy. To win a game with 20k less mass and that much total mass, I mean, and it's not a snipe, it's just a grind. That's ridiculous. So, fuck, I hope you enjoyed that game, and I'm streaming recently, so if you want to tune into that, it'd be pretty late on the EU evening. And actually, if you want to watch the POV of this from Thomas's side, you can watch that on his channel. I should have mentioned that at the start. And his channel's linked in the description. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.